Okay, we're live.
You're alive.
We're alive. We're alive. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the second live Saturday night, 2018. I don't know the date. That we're going live. So this
It's
is
my
the second live
birthday,
video.
jerk.
Oh, it's Miss Bell's birthday. She's doing the. We have our camera woman back.
And he still doesn't know what the date
Yes,
is.
it's 7/7/2018, and it is the lovely Miss Bell's birthday. So happy birthday to Miss Bell. Okay,
Woo.
so yay, right, we actually have somebody working the camera this week. All right, anyways, we're going to give it like maybe 15, 20 seconds to see if somebody else joins in or we get like a live viewer. We put this up on Facebook. For those of you that are watching this now, that catch this on YouTube at a later date, I've been posting my live, like when I'm going live on Facebook, usually an hour beforehand. I went live last Saturday night at 10 o'clock. This Saturday we're doing it at 11. I'm going to try to keep it pretty consistent every week by doing one live video a week. And we're going to see how that goes. For those of you that are not interested in finding out when I'm going live next, just kind of fast forward through all this. We're trying to wait for more people to join.
Michael B. Nice setup with Green Arrow and Deathstroke.
Oh, cool. You're even getting the uploads. What's up, Mike? Okay, so we're trying to wait for a few more people to join in. We're going to give you a close-up look at the figures we got going on this week. We got some Mezco stuff with the Green Arrow and Deathstroke. This is pretty much the setup of how I have them in my cabinet. We have the Mattel He-Man out because we're going to be talking some He-Man, Skeletor. We have the Hot Toys Captain America from the Age of Ultron. That's the Captain America that I have in my collection. And we have the Incredibles 2 book that we got for our little girl this week.
We went to the movies.
We went to the movies to see it, so of course we had to get the book. We'll be talking about that too as well. I'm going to try to keep this a lot shorter than we did last week. Last week it was 25 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this to at least 10 minutes or under. You want to say something?
Michael B., how are you feeling? Hope you enjoyed your vacation.
Yes, thanks, Mike. The vacation was great. Okay, quick update on that while we wait for more people to join. For those of you who don't want to see all this, because this is going to upload just like this, just skip ahead like 3 to 5 minutes, and you'll figure it out so we get to the meaty, the good stuff. How am I feeling? Turns out I had a anxiety attack in the hospital. It wasn't a heart attack. And I had another one, not as bad, while at my job. And I'm noticing now that every time I get excited, this time I had no problems. I wasn't angry, upset, nothing bothering me at all. I got excited at work. I was actually talking about the Red Cup review to a coworker of mine, and my heart started to flutter. I started to... No, not because I was talking about the Red Cup review.
I know, it's just funny.
I was excited about something. We have a pretty awesome deal coming in the works with a company that I'm not going to reveal yet until we actually get the deal worked out. But I was excited about that. We got a bunch of new subscribers, so subscribe to the Red Cup review if you want to see some cool reviews and more live videos. Anyways, I was heart start beating a little bit, had to breathe. I got to carry a doggy bag with me now and breathe in it. And
I think you had that episode because you kind of just didn't eat breakfast and you had caffeine, you had sugar.
Okay. That was that day in Wildwood. Caffeine, sugar, no breakfast.
Riding a tandem bike.
Riding a tandem bike on a hot boardwalk, being dehydrated. That's what happened. Once the IV was in me and I had a little bit of food, they did blood work, heart checked out fine, everything was great. I'm actually in perfect health. But then I noticed I started getting flutters a few days later when I was back at work. And it basically turns out that anytime I get excited about something, I have to kind of just bring it down a notch and kind of just float through the situation. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing some goose fraba from now on. All right, we've waited enough time. Let's start getting into the stuff. This is the part of the video you actually are tuning in to see. Okay, we're going to start off with The Incredibles 2. And Incredibles 2 was great. It was probably the best movie of the summer. So the Red Cup review gives it 4.5 out of 5 cups, probably 4.75 cups. Go and see The Incredibles 2. It was dun dun dun, incredible. Drum roll, snare, kick, all that good stuff. It was probably the movie of the summer. I don't see a movie coming out that's going to be better than this. I haven't seen Jurassic World. I have no real...
I'd like to see it.
To see. I'll see it when it comes out. I'll take a little man to see it. I did not see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yet.
But as far as the movies that I've seen, this is the movie of the summer, not including movies like Ready Player One and Avengers Infinity War. It's like, this was better than Solo, and Solo was a good movie too. I really enjoyed this. Brad Bird knows how to direct. He knows how to make an incredible Fantastic Four movie The Incredible. For those of you that want a real Fantastic Four movie, go and watch The Incredibles, and then go to the movies and watch Incredibles 2. Those are the best Fantastic Four movies you're probably ever going to get. And if Marvel was smart, they would hire Brad Bird to direct and create the Fantastic Four movie. Unfortunately, though, what?
Michael B. Ant-Man 1 was better, I think.
Ant-Man 1 was better. Okay, well, we're going to, I liked Ant-Man 1. I'm hearing good things about 2. I like this. I like fan interaction, So comment under this and tell me if you like The Incredibles 2. You really should have, because the movie was amazing. Okay, moving along. San Diego Comic-Con, Hot Toys. 2 new reveals this week, and while we talk about it, we're going to take a close-up of Captain America. The 2 new reveals this week, and the final 2 out of the 4 exclusives for the Hot Toy exclusive figures are black and white concept Captain America. They actually came out with a concept Captain America toy, which makes no sense to me, and it looks incredible, and a lot of people are going crazy over it, and it's a really amazing looking figure, but it's a black and white concept version Captain America that, once again, like the Iron Man figure, has absolutely no stake whatsoever in the movies or any representation at all. So this is just kind of a figure. If you're a Captain America completionist, go out and get yourself this figure. You can actually order this figure, not this figure, but the concept Captain America on the website of Sideshow, unlike the last 2 that went up for pre-order. And T'Chaka. T'Chaka is a perfect exclusive figure in my estimation, the way I believe. It reminds me of the Ghost Rider hot toy that was last year's Comic-Con exclusive. It's a new figure. It's something new and interesting. Not something I'm going to get. Not something that I'm even interested in. But it's cool looking. And for those of you that want a complete Marvel set, it's actually a different character that was represented in a movie, Black Panther. So it's a good idea, cool exclusive. Is it necessary for your collection? No. Is it cool to have in your Black Panther display? Definitely. So that's a good... Captain America figure, in my opinion, looks better. It has the head sculpt and all that other nice stuff. But it's a concept figure. But T'Chaka is actually a real character.
The picture actually is getting a little blurry right now.
It's getting blurry.
A little bit. Tap the screen?
Tap the screen to where I am and see if it's refocusing. Okay, so that's it for the San Diego Comic-Con Hot Toys Captain America and T'Chaka figures. Also, they released pre-orders for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Is it necessary? It's just blurry now?
Yeah, you're a little blurry.
Okay, come in closer, move out, further away. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, now it's better.
Okay, that shouldn't... No, maybe zoom out a little bit. Try the zoom function on the actual camera itself.
It's actually all better now.
All right, good. So, Ant-Man and Wasp. Do we need an Ant-Man and Wasp Hot Toys? I don't think so. To me, it seems like Hot Toys is just creating figures based on just every single movie that comes out. Every Marvel movie is going to get Hot Toys for it. To me, they're becoming like the Mattel or the Hasbro of high-end collectible figures. And I see people going nuts oh, I have to have a 5th version of Ant-Man. Who's the actor that plays Ant-Man?
Paul Rudd.
Does Paul Rudd really need a $250 action figure? If you want to complete your Avengers lineup, yeah, you get 1. But does he really need 3 and 4 releases, or every time a tiny bit change on his costume changes, you need a new Ant-Man figure? I don't think so.
Just needs a Sex Panther accessory.
Yes. Yeah. What's funny, that is funny. To me, Hot Toys and figures of that magnitude should be regulated to classic or iconic versions of a character. If you really like the Ant-Man character, then go out and get it. If you haven't gotten Ant-Man before, cool idea, get him and the Wasp together. However, it's kind of a little bit redundant at this point.
Michael B. says Hot Toys is getting greedy.
Hot Toys are getting greedy. We will be addressing that in a later live video, or perhaps a review coming soon. Anyways, moving along. Mezco. What do I want to see from a Mezco, going forward? Well, Mezco's been doing a knockout, really great job. These are 2 older figures, but these are the way I have them posted in my little display. What do I want to see from Mezco? Well, the comic stuff is great. Everybody goes crazy over it. They all sell out. I like the fact that Mezco is releasing things like Alex from Clockwork Orange, and they're releasing Ash from Army of Darkness, or actually that's Evil Dead 2. They're releasing them from a couple of zombies from Dawn of the Dead. They have a Jason coming out of Michael Myers. I love the fact that they're doing things outside the box that other companies aren't doing, although Sideshow does do things like that as well. So this is kind of more of like what I want to see from Mezco and kind of Sideshow at the same time. I would love for them to do a John McClane hot toy. I would love for Hot Toys to do it. They definitely ain't doing a John McClane, but I would love for either Mezco or Sideshow. Listen up, fellas, to do a John McClane figure. Okay, you heard that, John McClane. And if you really want to get on my good side, release a Hans Gruber with that. But that's what I would like to see from either Mezco or Sideshow.
Michael B., do you think Mezco will show or announce anything at Comic-Con?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. They're definitely going to have like another 6 figures lined up, easily. They had a ton of releases, for the Toy Fair. And I have a feeling that all those figures that they released at Toy Fair, you're going to see between December and from December through the summer of next year. And then at San Diego, we're going to see a couple of figures that'll probably show up around summer of next year through winter of next year. And then at New York Comic-Con, we'll probably see stuff for the beginning of 2020. That's my best bet.
Hot Toys is more tight-lipped than Mezco about this stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Mezco just goes, here you go, here's the kitchen sink, Also, I would like to see a They Live. I would love to see a Rowdy Piper from They Live from either the classic collections in the Sideshow, because they were doing like Beetlejuice, and they did Ash. They just did Big Trouble Little China, Jack Burton figure. I'd like to see a Die Hard John McClane, even though I have one in my case, and I would like to see a They Live. It would be cool to get at least 1 or 2 They Live alien guys, and obviously Roddy Piper and all his chewing bubblegum and kicking butt glory. Trying to keep it curse free. Watch the finger. You're coming into the camera there with that ring finger. Okay.
Get out of here.
Anyways, moving along. We're going to try to wrap this up soon, but it seems like it's going a little bit longer than I expected it to.
12 minutes.
Okay. Was Skeletor inspired by a Conan story from 1933? We're going to zoom in on He-Man here, because He-Man is actually came from the idea of Conan the Barbarian. Originally, in the mini-comics, Conan was not this intergalactic fighter. He was a barbarian on a foreign planet. This was the mini-comics that came with the original first release of the run of the figures that were drawn by Alfredo Alcala. And if for those of you who are fans of Alcala's art, he actually inked Alan Moore's run on the Swamp Thing from the 80s, and that is definitely a comic you guys should go out and read. It's an amazing series. There's about 6 trades in all, and Alcala's art, he's the inker, but you could kind of see his art shine through. Anyways, He-Man was originally a Conan-based character, so that kind of sprung in my head when I was reading Conan recently. I picked up Conan the Barbarian, the complete collection. And
Shout-outs to Hang Fei.
Yes, thank you, Hang Fei, for recommending me this gigantic book of every single Conan story that was written by Robert E. Howard. And Howard only lived to be 30 years old. He died in 1936. He was born in 1906. He died at the young age of 30. And I was reading his story, The Scarlet Citadel, which was the second Conan story that was ever written. And it was published in January 1933 in Weird Tales magazine. And I want to read an excerpt from this story, because when I read this, I didn't read the whole story yet, but when I read this 2-paragraph piece, it kind of reminded me of Skeletor. And since I figured He-Man was inspired by Conan, I figured maybe Skeletor was possibly inspired from some of the earlier Conan stories, a Conan the Barbarian villain. So, let's read the 2 paragraphs. I hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube for reading this. Okay. They're speaking about a sorcerer named Sotha, right? Tsotha. I hope I'm saying this right. So that would be Sotha, right? Okay, Sotha Lanti. Okay, it remained for Sotha Lanti to rear the Scarlet Citadel and open the way to its pits again. Whenever fate overtook the Grand Vizier of Kossus, Sotha avoided it. He fell into no well, though he did descend into a well he found and came out with a strange expression which has not since left his eyes. Now, for those you know, Skeletor, before he was Skeletor, was Keldor, and he was a sorcerer of sorts, and he dabbled in the dark arts. I have seen that well. This is coming from another sorcerer telling this to Conan while they're inside a cave of sorts. Well, they're like kind of in like a pit, they're at the basement of the Scarlet Citadel, to put it easily. I have seen that well, but I do not care to seek in it for wisdom. I am a sorcerer, and older than men reckon, but I am human. This is not the bad guy talking, this is the good guy talking to Conan. As for Sotha, men say that a dancing girl of Shandazar slept too near the pre-human ruins on Dagoth Hill and woke in the grip of a black demon. From that unholy union was spawned an accursed hybrid men call Sotha Lanti. Okay, so, just like Keldor, who once he had his face melted, okay, prayed to the demon Hordak and begged for him to give him powers so that he could seek his revenge on Conan's uncle, his brother, Keldor's brother, King Randor. He basically was taken over and merged with the demon Demo Man, I think his name was. Demo Man was the demon that Hordak merged with Keldor to create Skeletor. So, although not an exact, one-to-one reference, it kind of reminded me of that, and I wonder if that's actually where they got the inspiration from Skeletor from a 1933 Weird Tales Conan story. Anyways, moving along. Why Marvel or DC, and why not both? This is the question of the week. By the way, for any of these things we've been talking about, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Give us your thoughts. We want to hear from you guys, and we will respond. We respond to all the mail that comes in. Well, mail, comments. Why Marvel or DC, and why not both? Okay, there's a big problem, in my opinion, in the fanboy community. I like Marvel, I hate DC. I like DC, I hate Marvel. Marvel's full of SJW nonsense. Marvel's movies are fantastic. Whether you like it or not, they make great movies. So, to hell with Marvel. Oh, DC, they're too old, they're not hip, they were created too long ago, and their characters are whack, usually with the exception of Batman, and that's all you hear between the two factions. Well, my opinion is, why can't you just like both? Why can't you like everyone, from Madcap to Detective Chimp, from Batman to Spider-Man? As fans, we can kind of like everything. We don't have to be on Team A or Team B. This isn't the Giants versus the Jets. This isn't the Yankees or the Mets. This isn't your favorite soccer team. This is just these characters were created for all of our enjoyment, so you can actually enjoy both. You don't have to say Deadpool is cooler than Deathstroke, even though Deathstroke came first. So I happen to like Deathstroke more. But point being, you can like both. That's my opinion. Write in the comments below why you like Marvel more than DC, DC more than Marvel, or what's your opinion on people that get crazy in the head with the fact that they have to like one or the other. Why do we have to join a team? Why do we have to feel like we're part of a specific community when we're really part of a larger community, the comic book community? This is Rob Banks saying thanks for watching this live rendition of the Red Cup Review, and we will be back next week, hopefully, with some newer Hot Toys, some newer stories, and a couple of Mezcos. We'll see you around, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.